Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 980, excuse me, 5 of eating a sheet of paper a day. Um, National Tragedy Edition, I guess. So, a moment of silence for all the tragedies in the world. Okay, cool. So let's go with my score for the day. Again, we are off of 3.5 fucking hours of sleep. Now, listen, I have respect for everything and everybody, including national tragedies, but with all that considered, dude, this insomnia has me at the end of my fucking gourd. All right. So today's your first day. Well, congratulations. What is your job, may I ask? I was gonna. You are not a gas station attendant. I don't know why that was even in my mind. I'm sure you work at Guitar Center, Guitar Hero. And welcome to Guitar Hero. We're gonna welcome our first new viewer here. Oh, Little Caesars. Okay, that's the last thing I expected. It is a common job. Little Caesars is one of those pizza places where nothing about it stands out. I don't think there. I mean, are there crusts filled with cheese? I mean, Papa John's does that. I mean, to be fair, Pizza Hut and Papa John's and Little Caesars all kind of blend together. Now, Domino's is like the Starbucks of pizza places. It's just way too accessible, very low quality, filled with God knows what, pig anuses, microplastics, plastic surgery leftover pieces from the clinic, just random pieces they couldn't use. They just shove it into the casserole. But I do think that I can't understand my boss, though. He's Indian as fuck. I mean, if this is your first day, trust me, it only gets worse from here. Even if you're noticing little peculiarities, like the thrill of making money that lasts, well, that honeymoon period's like about 2 weeks long. And then once that's over, you're still making money, but, misery accumulates alongside the money. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to go into too many specific details because at every one of my jobs, it's very unique. It's very different. You get a whole different shade of misery, but it is interesting. You get some colorful characters, plenty of drama. You could write a whole book, fill a book. If you want to be a writer, there you go. Just be observational at your job. Shit. Okay. Oh my God. Can you see these circles? I'm surprised that on this monitor, my eyes aren't looking worse because I don't think I've ever been this deprived of sleep in my life. I don't know where this energy is coming from. I'm eating full meals. That's it. I gave out this conspiracy theory on Instagram that possibly if you eat like an extra 3 to 4 meals a day, which is totally doable and normal, you actually can only sleep, or you can get away with only sleeping about 2.5 hours a night because all that excess energy from all the extra meals will replenish the hole left by the missing sleep, which, of course, I said on Instagram as a science experiment I was testing out. People actually believed me when I said this, and they thought I was going to die. And it's classic insomnia is what it is. Actually, I think I have my insomnia test results. Now, this was off of some mildly hacky website, but they asked me a long sequence of very normal questions about sleep. So, yeah. It's not good, you see. And so I am slowly dying. My brain cells are slowly deteriorating. So, what the real mystery is to me is why I have all this energy. That's weird. Just get a little bump, bro. No sleep. I will say this. I think that like the thing that was so unusual about today is like I think the reason I got no sleep, it had nothing to do with me not being able to sleep. It's like, okay, as it typically happens. By the way, normally I've been recently only been going to sleep at like 2 to 3 in the morning up until like about 7:30, which is bad, but it's a long stretch of like 5 hours, which I mean that's the best deal I'm gonna get when it comes to sleep longevity and deeper REM sleep. Today was interesting because I went to sleep earlier at around 11, which is impressive, even though I tried to go to bed at like actually no, I went to sleep more around 11:45 to 12, probably more like 12. But it's still impressive. We're scaling it back like about 2 to 3 hours, but I had to wake up at 6 this morning because of fucking what is it? I forgot what it's called. Oh yeah, we did this gig. It was this 9/11 gig. It was this gig for 9/11, which we were already slated to do. And the thing about this gig is we didn't know what would happen the day before when we planned this gig, like about 2 weeks ago. So I didn't know that the turnout would be this huge relative to because of a particular event that happened yesterday, a particular, jugular vein severance, the severance of a jugular vein from a spinal cord resulting in immediate death. We all know what I'm talking about. We've all seen the video. So it was very interesting because I am like totally drained of energy, especially in the morning. Dave forgot his suit. He's screwed too. We're both like losing our fucking minds because this is in Canyon Lake, which is like an hour and 15 minutes up. And it went on without a hitch. I can't believe we did it. And I've been avoiding midday naps. I'm doing this this is like trying to, I don't know, like play a very, very asset heavy mobile game with your iPhone at like 1%. It's because I have no idea. I have no idea how long it's going to be before I crash. Sometimes it just comes out of nowhere. But if I take a midday nap, I will have a harder time sleeping at night. So we got to mathematically calculate this. But yeah, the gig went well. As a matter of fact, we got the respect of the police, which is great because in this police state, it's always good to be on the favored side of the law. So, this is the mayor of Canyon Lake. He was very nice, very lovely gentleman. And like genuinely, it was an event that I mean, I already have my political opinions, and they are somewhat right-leaning. Somewhat is a understatement, but I think that I still gained perspective. I'm like, holy shit, just the events of 9/11 as well as the act of terror yesterday, it was extra real. It was extra real because I was watching grown men cry about a thing that they were the first responders to. There's a good amount of 9/11 first responders at this event. I guess they got sick of the East Coast after the event at some point and moved over here. And yeah, it was interesting because I was just sitting there and I was just watching these people like reliving their experiences, and they were trying to be as impersonal as possible. They were just reading from a piece of paper dispassionately, but I was watching somebody, I was watching this man's life flash before his eyes. Like something like 9/11 is so impactful that, you'd have to remember it. And the entire time I was holding in a fart and I was trying so hard not to let it out because it was so fucking quiet at this event. Like I know if I opened my cheeks just a centimeter, it would have been an absolute disaster. And so, people say I'm prone to awkward interactions in public, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. I really wanted to do this event right. So I was like, do not fucking fart. And I was keeping a straight face, but I was seated like this. I was like, that's it. Yep. That's good. That's good. Next speech, I was doing that. I couldn't even go to the bathroom because they were talking about people dying, 3,000 people dying. If I farted or if I even left to go to the bathroom, I could have said that I was having my appendix removed in there. It doesn't matter how important it was. I don't think I would have gotten away with it scot-free without being morally accosted, It's a very delicate situation. Did you hear about the Nepal revolution and the burning of the Israeli embassy in Mexico? I'm hearing about tons of multi-ethnic conflicts always ending in bloodshed all the time. These guys over there, they need to calm down. If you have any more details, I am curious to hear about it. I wish we were using OBS right now. I've been getting lazy with the software, but if I could just do some research. Well, we'll be doing that on our longer streams post day 1000, as long as things go right and I don't die from sleep deprivation, which apparently is possible. This can happen after 2 months of no sleep. Like imagine if you got 0 sleep, right? I got 4 hours 4 nights ago, and then 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours. This is the worst stretch yet. There were a couple nights where I got like 2 hours, and then like there was one horrific night where I got 1.5 hours of sleep. That was a long time ago, but those were isolated incidents in the midst of much better nights of sleep where we were averaging at the very least 6 to 7 hours. Now that's not ideal. They say, I guess a young scrapper my age has to be like 8 to 10 hours a day or night, but 6 to 7 is very sustainable, better than 4 or 5, 3 hours. That's, yeah. But there's an Israeli embassy in Mexico. What are they doing over there? They realize nothing good can come of this. Like again, it's weird because it is an apples oranges thing. It is like, would Peter Griffin get along well with like Maggie Simpson or something? It's like Israel and Mexico are two such separate worlds. Like it's hard for me to imagine them combining, but I can't imagine it ever really being harmonious. Some teenagers were protesting and were killed, as they do. It's interesting because people often don't talk about the retired police chiefs that protesters do kill and the business is ruined. Not that I'm a hater of protesters, but this year protesters are really peeving me off, especially because like protesters can choose their messages and they pick the most vapid shit. It's like, yeah, no wonder people want to fucking shoot you. With all that said, moment of silence and respect for the protesters killed. I'm sure they did their best. And it made a domino effect. What is this? Is this Nepal revolution, burning of Israeli embassy, or are these two like strangely enough connected events? Hmm. Oh, excuse me. So hold on. There are still headlines coming out about this Charlie Kirk shooting thing. Allegedly, according to Wall Street Journal, there was some graffiti related to Antifa and pro transgender ideology, which I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised. But again, only one source was touting this story, and it was Wall Street Journal. I'm like, I don't know about that one. Turns out that it was at least partially falsified. So there you go. Sorry. So if I'm staring off into like the corner of your screen here, that's why. Jesus Christ. What a goddamn mess. And all the while, U.S. high schooler reading and math scores at their lowest level in years. All right. I'm sure things will get better. Just give it 20 years. Not connected at around the same time. Interesting. Yet, I mean, that's how these domino effect things work. I mean, it's I just keep thinking of Do the Right Thing, and people think that it's a very pro-black movie. I think it's pro everybody, or actually, more accurately, anti everybody. It's like people always get surprised when they know my political beliefs and say that I like Do the Right Thing as a movie, but it is a very clean-cut movie when it comes to showing what actually happens and the complexity of it all. Interesting. Israeli Mexico embassy. Let's do some Googling. I'm misspelling all these words, so now it doesn't even know what I'm trying to give it. Okay. Now, according to Gemini AI, which is experimental, the embassy of Israel is located. Where's the was Gemini? It has faced significant okay, I see. Anti-Israel protests. Protests continue. I'm not seeing anything right now, but maybe I searched the wrong thing. Maybe it's the ordering of the words. I looked up Israeli Mexico embassy. I know there's a fire. I mean, actually, the word fire did pop up. Well, I'm going to look up Nepal revolution. It says Nepal embassy. Perhaps terms got mixed up. Not to say that you're a goofball in the Guitar Hero, but hold on. Okay, well, it's just the official Nepal embassy website. I don't want that. Nepal protest. Okay, I see. I mean, all of this stuff. I mean, listen, I have so much respect for foreign conflicts and spreading awareness about foreign conflicts, but all those headlines look really boring. I mean, I am so just still riding off the adrenaline rush of this headline from yesterday that everybody remembers. Like I'm going to say this, no one has been like no assassination has been this upfront and personal since the JFK shooting. Like name anything when it came to a culturally significant figure that was caught on camera where there was no wall in between what the public saw and what happened. Like it's all there, Video is fucking brutal. You're seeing like it's not even like gentle drippings of blood. Like you're seeing dark red shit oozing out of his neck, meaning you got a major artery right there. It's an insane video. I think that the what is it called? Zathura is the name of that's the name of a new movie. It was like a space movie, not Zathura. It's the something footage. It's some guy who took the video of JFK getting killed. Zathura, Zoinkmeister. His name began with Z. Zapruder. There you go. Yeah, ever since like that's Zapruder video, I think that is the only thing, like in the last 60 years that even compares to this Charlie Kirk thing. Shinzo Abe, yes, but we're talking about videos and, just like a piece of media getting spread around. Like everybody is seeing this fucking video. Like even people who don't normally do the whole like live leak watching Mexican guy get run over by forklift underground gore shit. Like everybody, like for many people in America, this is going to be their very first gore video, which, hey, good to pop the cherry, I guess. But like, like this death was not like, oh, there was an accident and he died, or oh, he was assassinated off screen. Like there wasn't a video of it. Like I think it matters when there's a video that is so up close and personal and so widely spread, that combined with culturally significant or cultural significance of a person, it's the perfect storm. Like I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in real time in my lifetime before. The closest thing that I witnessed was the Trump earlobe circumcision, but he didn't die, and it was just a little thing here. Nothing happened. What was crazy to me and what was crazy to most other people is like, dude, if he just so happened to like, I don't know, sneeze or something and his head jerks back like an inch, he's done. And not just that, on live broadcast television, you're watching President Trump's head explode. President Trump is probably the most talked about person in the world. His head shattering into 5 pieces from gunfire, him dying right then and there on live TV in front of everybody, would be the most insane fucking thing to ever happen in America, And what happened was still pretty crazy, and it wasn't even one thousandth of what could have happened if he just so happened to, I don't know, jerk his head back or didn't do the whole head turn thing where it's like Biden's old and then, and the gruesomeness of the video, as Mr. Mondo Man, which, by the way, welcome back to the stream. Let me shake your hand. As he pointed out, yes, that is also a huge factor. I don't know. I think it is possible I did see that video. I believe it's just like guy walks up to him, presses like toilet paper tube against his nipple, little piece of smoke comes out, and then Shinzo Abe goes, I think he survived for like 20 more minutes after that happened, right? I mean, he didn't die on impact. That fucking Kirk video. He's like, I love how it's so funny that video was out, and then for like 3 hours, everyone was pretending, including the official Kirk Association, that he was in critical condition. No, he's not. That's a fucking bold-faced lie. He was not in critical condition. He's dead. Dead on impact. Watch the video. It's like there's no way you live for longer than like maybe 3 milliseconds after a shot like that. Shinzo could have survived. There was no chance for Charlie. No. Yeah. Again, the only other thing ever in American history, because we're talking about media, the invention of video, the moving picture. I think the JFK assassination, I think that has to be the only other existing event that was as brutal. But I mean, that was before the internet. Like the JFK thing's been passed around for a long time, and I think the JFK assassination was the birth of the like modern American conspiracy theory. It wasn't really a thing until JFK was killed. Like the cultural shockwave that large crowd seeing the world famous charismatic president's head explode in a car, and it was on video. I don't know if there's no way it got broadcast, but it was passed around, and there were pictures printed in the newspapers. It's something else. I think like this has to be top 2 of all time. Top 2 of all time. I'm trying to think of like a third like event like this that was caught on video and was significant. Like if we're talking pure quantity of people too. I mean, if you see that video where the camera at the very back of the crowd, I mean, that's like what? I mean, maybe I'm just bad at counting. I think when numbers get big enough, everyone's bad at counting, but I estimate like 200, maybe 250 people at that rally, and they were all people who knew who he was, and they're seeing all that shit in real time. I can't even imagine the experience. Oh, geez, Louise. And his fucking kids are there, too. His children are there. Allegedly, according to some random guy at a sandwich shop who was drunkenly rambling, which I hope that guy gets some help, but he was clearly very concerned. But he said, reportedly, I have not fact-checked this, but one of his children ran up to the stage. He was already dead, but she ran up, obviously in tears, freaking the hell out. And I'm just going, dude, give it 15 years and his offspring's Twitter is going to be diabolical. That's all I'm saying. Now, I can understand that though. Within a vacuum, if I were to see my father at the age of like not my 6-year-old father, I'm saying if I were 6 and I saw that happen to my dad, specifically because of political violence, and I think a 6-year-old, they're not that dumb, they can comprehend stuff like that. Man, I don't know what I would do. So, have you seen the gif of JFK being shot on Instagram? I've seen like the video of JFK getting shot in general. Is the Instagram edition like? Is it any different? Or is there a special bonus feature or something? But I've seen the video. I wish. I mean, it wasn't as high definition as the Kirk video. Again, it's like it was. You see a splatter, you see him thrash around a little bit, but good God, man, like this is next level. This fucking video. I wish I saved it. I hate this video so much because I don't. Every time I watch it, it's so bad, but it's this fucking video. This came out and went viral on Twitter. Like, what is it? Like 3 days before all this crap happened. What a bananas. And I'm going to tell you right now, Mondo Man, if you're still here, Eddington, it's going to age so fucking beautifully. But yeah. What a bizarre year. I have insomnia and Charlie Kirk is dead. Okay, come on, guys. Listen, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. He was a man who definitely probably had redeemable qualities. But this picture is it's such a. We can use a less goofy picture than this. There's tons of like normal looking pictures of the guy. Come on now. This is actually they really gave him the Marvel superhero intro treatment. But I mean, listen, the man's dead. The man is dead. What can be said? It's kind of funny seeing the assassination in the comment. Oh, you're saying like people are putting GIFs of the JFK assassination in the comments of any post talking about Charlie Kirk. I mean, if we're talking like culturally significant assassinations that were so fucked up and brutal that happened on video, I think the JFK assassination is the only other that comes even close. MLK's death was not captured. What other significant assassination? Lincoln, was there video? No. What, John Lennon? I mean, that happened in public in broad daylight, but that wasn't captured on video. Just people heard about it. Very culturally significant, but no pieces of media about that one floating around. Show us the story that I made. Okay. What now? I have not seen it. Great. A masterpiece. All right. Thank you. Shout out to Sean the G. That's great. You did it again. Let's see. My goal is to sleep. I don't know if I'll do it tonight, but I'm sure things will even out. That's all I got to say about the sleep issue. When it comes to what else were we talking about? I don't know. Let's eat. But yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. That's my formative list. I can't even make a top 3 list because it's hard. Because stuff like this does not happen that often. There's a theory out there that this could be happening a lot more often as time goes on, where people are saying that this is a true recession indicator. I feel like it was just a psyop to spark more hatred between the two sides of American politics and to distract us from Trump's letter. You're saying a man dying? I don't know about that, man. I know that Trump is jumping at every opportunity for people to not focus on the Epstein shit. Like that's a closed case, especially right after that letter with like the boob drawing. And oh my God, the fucking thing with Epstein giving like the young girls like ice cream or something. And then like 30 years later where they're like massaging his toes or whatever. Like that's actual black comedy Ari Aster parody levels of shit. Like I can't believe that picture exists. Mm. Let me make sure I know what psyop means. Oh, I see. So you're saying the state assassinated Charlie Kirk in order to distract. Charlie Kirk is one of our current administration's biggest allies, especially in terms of PR. So, although to be fair, the narrative, the idea of the leftist terrorist, which I believe in, I believe that terrorists come in many forms, on the right and on the left, just all political absolutists they have the capability to, turn to those violent crimes. But yeah, I think that yeah, I mean they would have something to gain. That would just be the most diabolical move to kill one of their own. There's someone out there who might think that's worth it. I don't think that Charlie Kirk's death was an inside job. That's not. That's an interesting theory though. Reminds me of when my grandpa thought that like the Clintons put Trump up to it. Like the Clintons wanted to make themselves look better, so they asked Trump, "Hey, can you just like run against us to make us look better?" And then he won on accident, which is verifiably not true now, but it's an interesting theory. Okay. Ugh. But not to be melodramatic about all this, but like after this particular event, the world, I know it's not any more or less actually dangerous than it was before, but it feels more dangerous than it did before. The man spoke his mind, sometimes refused to backpedal when his past comments proved to be a little outdated, but the man was not a fan of backpedaling, and plus, he had I guess a huge fan base that would not accept him backpedaling because his whole thing is pridefully maintaining his position. I don't blame him. Like, I mean, when you're put in a situation like Kirk is, I mean, to act as brazen as you would, I mean, if I were him, I would try to do something different. I would try to be a little more civil because, I mean, I'm remembering that Cambridge, don't watch his version because he cuts stuff out that makes him look bad, but watch the full Cambridge debate. They don't cut anything. And it's interesting because you see all sides of this man. You know that at his core, he does believe in a lot of well-intentioned American principles for the right reasons. But at the same time, he definitely goes about it in a way where I think he hates that particular young adult leftist who's screaming and throwing, liquid concrete milkshakes and spitting on people's shoes and stuff. We all hate them. Most leftists hate these people too. No one likes these people, but he made it his mission to just throw shade and sick burns at them, kind of at the cost of political productivity. And he never admitted that. He never admitted how counterproductive his tactics were. But despite that sin, I think generally speaking, there's so many moments where I saw he wanted to progress America into what he believed to be the right direction, even if I think he missed the mark. His hugest mark that he missed was definitely the religious absolutism. He was such a fan of like, oh, where are my personal principles going to come from? And what makes America so unique is anybody can make their own, and obviously suffer the consequences if they're insane. But generally speaking, most principles, it is your own path to guide. But Charlie Kirk's whole thing is, no, just read the Bible and just do exactly what it says. And I'm like, yeah, but if everyone did what you said, and if supposedly what God wants according to you was actually done by the world, everybody would be an exact carbon copy of each other, principles wise. Maybe you'd have a guy with blonde hair, a guy with dirty blonde hair, but on the inside, they would be the same person. Because I mean, what he wants is for people to just carbon copy off the Bible. Most of the things that he says on a principle level, I agree with. That is my big contention. That's a no go. I don't know about all that. I'm very make your own choices. Breen, I feel sad and mad right now. What? Why? Huh? Because I'm leaving early? Because I'm so fucking tired. I'm surprised I even made it to half an hour. Well, I'm annoyed right now because I just can't seem to get sleep after like 5 days of this bullshit. And my new job is starting soon. I've been given secret intel by a person who works at this job that this is a low energy job, but I don't want to be low energy. If I have the option to have fun, I want to do it. But like some energy conservation is in dire need right now because like Jesus fuck, like I don't even know how I'm going. Like again, the proverbial iPhone has been at 1% for like 10 hours and I'm still going. I slept 3 hours after sleeping 4 hours. I'm saying night to night. Like I slept 3 hours last night. Night before I slept 4 hours. How? How am I still alive? Idiot, bruh. What are you even talking about, man? It's not idiot. Listen, when I can't fall asleep, that's just my brain doing its own thing. I'm trying my best to keep it under lock, but when it acts out, what can I do? Be careful, my friends, because if Kirk can get shot for having an opinion, the only difference between him and you is just magnitude of exposure. us getting put under fire, it's not that far off. I'm talking about the guy that got shot. No, dude, me too. I am as well. Yeah, we got to be careful out here, man. And not just with our words, but careful if, I think societally careful, because I don't want for us to compromise our speech. It's like, oh, this is why I don't weigh in on politics. Charlie Kirk did it and he got shot. Nothing should be an excuse for us to not be honest about our opinions. I think that's how the American dream dies. And I think by that logic, it has already died. But it can be born again if people are willing to deliberate. But I mean, this is certainly not a sign of improvement. So I wish everybody well. Instead of my typical outro, I'm going to encourage a moment of silence. All right. So everybody, be as quiet as a mouse. R.I.P. Mr. Kirk. No one's perfect. No one's perfect, but what you stood for, I think the American public should follow that. Civil discourse, for the most part. So, everybody, see you on the next stream. Hopefully I'll get some sleep. I'm out of here. Goodbye.